Alright, what we have here are three parabolas. We have this red parabola, this gray parabola, and this blue parabola. Now in our recent assignment, we talked about a few things, one of them which being the vertex of a parabola. Now a lot of you described the vertex as being a point that is at the very bottom or the very top of a parabola, so the minimum or the maximum. Good job with that. Some of you also talked about how the vertex is the point at which the parabola is symmetrical on both sides, meaning if this y value is 3, the same y value that is the same distance away must also be 3. So if we could draw a line right down the middle of this parabola, that's an axis of symmetry. Everything on the left is symmetrical to everything on the right. So all of our parabolas should be looking nice when we get to that. This vertex is at 0, 1, -1, and this vertex is at 6, -1. Now another thing we talked about were the zeros, the roots, the solutions to a quadratic, and we should have realized that all those terms are synonymous. They all kind of mean the same thing, and what they're talking about is where a parabola crosses the x-axis. Now where a parabola crosses the x-axis, those are our real solutions to the problem, real as in a real number. So this quadratic solution set is -1, 1. These two quadratics also have solutions, but they don't cross the x-axis. That's because they don't have real solutions. They have something else. But we'll get to that later. What you're going to be tasked with doing is finding the vertex of a quadratic equation. Now a vertex is just an xy coordinate point. Now, through calculus, and I can show you where this came from on another video, but through calculus, we can come up with that x is equal to this ratio of -b/2a. The y value is what happens when we plug the x value into the function. Function notation right here, f of x being -b/2a. So I go to a quadratic. This is y equals 1x squared minus 4x plus 3. The leading coefficient is the a value. The middle coefficient, which is attached to the linear term, is the b value. And the last term will be our c value. So we have a, b, c. A, b, a, b. So I solve for x. I know x is -b/2a. As it says up here. I'm going to take the a value and plug it in for a. So 2 times a, 2 times 1. Up here, I'm going to plug in the -4 for the b value. So -b, -4. I simplify. 4/2, I get 2. Now I know x is 2. So I now go to my function, and I plug in 2. 2 squared, make sure you do the exponents first, times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8, it's a -8. 4 minus 8 is -4, plus 3 is -1. So I know my vertex is at 2, -1. So this quadratic here is going to have a vertex at 2, -1. And then from there, the parabola will be graphed. But right now, the only thing I want to focus on is finding that vertex. So the assignment that's going to be attached at the bottom are going to be 4 quadratic equations, just like this one. And I want you to plug it into the formula of -b/2a, get an x value, plug it back into the function to get the corresponding y value, and then make those two values a coordinate point being the vertex. There will be 4 problems, and it'll be due Sunday night. Good luck, guys. Stay safe. I'll talk to you again.